Hey everybody, it's your friend and your guy and your favorite biased content creator, Gardiner. I know. So, Apple's new lineup of M1 powered machines is impressive. I'm not gonna lie and I'm not gonna pretend like it's not, because it is. I actually had rather high expectations for the benchmarks and everything that was going to come out once these machines got into the hands of hardware reviewers like Linus Tech Tips and MKBHD. Everything that I've seen, every outlet out there has given positively glowing marks to these machines. And I expected that. I did. I had seen the power of the modern iPads, and I said, you know what, if you put that into a laptop form factor, that's going to make a big splash. Especially when you consider the fact that the last couple years of iMacs have been completely hobbled by the fact that they're running Intel CPUs. I mean, it was pretty clear to me that in the last few generations of the MacBooks and such, Apple was hobbling intentionally the power of the Intel CPUs for the sake of the aesthetic of having the CPU fans not turn on hardly at all. So I thought that the idea of an ARM-powered Mac was going to be one that made a lot of sense for them. If they had control over that, they could control the thermals of the device, not have the CPU fan ramp up. I thought it made a lot of sense for them. And all of that kind of had me concerned. While Apple has been completely off their game since the death of Steve Jobs, their move to in-house silicon for their laptops and eventually their desktops as well is the kind of trend-setting move that Apple has been known for over the years, for better or worse. I mean, the personal computer, the graphical user interface, the iPad, the iPod, the iPhone. I mean, they're revolutionary ideas that, while maybe not wholly original to Apple, were definitely, at least in part, popularized by Apple. Truthfully, I think that's a good thing. I mean, Apple has been a leader in adopting, humanizing, and popularizing technology, and the world needs leaders, like it or not. Now, Apple hasn't been a leader lately, of course. Recently, I've considered them a postmodern Apple, and we could definitely stand to have more ethical leadership in the technology space, especially when it comes to user freedom or repairability or product that are environmentally conscious in their design. But none of this negates the fact that when Apple does something like an ARM-powered Macintosh, for example, the rest of the industry takes notice. So that leads me to the title of this video. Will Apple's move to ARM lead to Linux desktop dominance? Now, you might be asking, how do you get from point A to point B on that one? That seems kind of like a major leap in logic. But I don't necessarily think that it is. Now, first up, I'm not talking about Linux running on ARM-powered MacBooks. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I mean, I think that our crew can get the job done when it comes to that eventually, but Apple's recent security has been notoriously difficult to crack, and I haven't seen a single hint that these Macs are open to Linux in any way, shape, or form. And I'd be completely surprised if they were open to that degree. But no, what I'm talking about here are the ARM-powered notebooks that from other manufacturers that are bound to appear. I mean, HP and Dell, they're probably taking a page from Apple's playbook here, and hell, I encourage them to do that. System 76 as well. I mean, the question is, if they do produce ARM hardware, what system is it going to run? Especially when you consider that Windows on ARM is an absolute joke at this point. I had a client who gave me an ARM laptop. It was a Lenovo Yoga, I believe, and it had Windows on it. And it was one of the saddest computing experiences of my life. On the other hand, Linux is a robust and mature alternative which can, at the very least, provide the user with a web browser on low-end ARM hardware, and certain Chromebooks have been doing that for years. And that's truthfully what most, like your average everyday person, uses their PC for, is a web browsing appliance. Now, certainly it will be an uphill battle. It will take known names like Fedora and IBM, or maybe Ubuntu and Canonical, to really position themselves as an enticing alternative to Windows on ARM. But honestly, I think we're actually ahead of the game when it comes to fighting Windows on ARM in this space. Just about any open source app that you might want for Linux is available on ARM. Now, you open up your package manager, all your apps are right there. You can install them. But in my experience, the flip side is not true. I mean, there are almost no native ARM apps for Windows. And unless you're using like the old obsolete Windows Universal Platform or Universal Windows Platform, whatever it's called. Now, I think the only difference here is that Microsoft has an x86 compatibility layer, some kind of abstraction virtualization. I don't know what it is, but it's slow and it's prone to bugs. So it doesn't compete at the same level as something like Rosetta 2. And so I would say that Linux is slightly ahead and well positioned to dominate the desktop in a post-x86 world. We just need to do the work. And no, I don't think that we're going to see ARM-powered desktops being embraced by PC enthusiasts. That won't be for a long time yet, if it ever happens at all. But I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think. How do you feel about this? What do you think about Apple's M1 chip? What do you think about other players in the industry moving to ARM? What do you think about Linux having a fighting chance against Windows for ARM? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to know what you guys think about this. I think that's going to do it for this video, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. If you believe in the work that I do, you can help support the show over on Patreon. It makes a huge difference. You can also become a channel member on YouTube. Whatever you do though, whether you hit that like button or share this video with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to see more from me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now, and have a blessed day.